Welcome to Rosh Hashana before Rosh Hashana part 11. Today we will be learning Mishna Tes of Perek Beis. Mishna Tes comes as a continuation to Mishna Ches, where we learn about a dispute which took place between Rabbi Gamliel and Rabbi Yeshua regarding the day on which Rosh Chodesh was established, which would determine later on in the month which day would be Yom Kippur and the other festivals, as that month was the month of Tishrei. According to, this was something which would have huge, major ramifications, would possibly bring a major rift and a split within the Jewish people, in that some people would be observing the Yom Tovim on one day, according to Rabbi Gamliel, and some people on the following day, according to Rabbi Yeshua. Rabbi Gamliel was the Nasi, Rabbi Yeshua was the Av Beis Din, the second to the Nasi. Rabbi Gamliel decided that he had to assert his authority, and we'll read now Mishna how he did so. He said, Sholach, says the Mishnah, Sholach lo Rabbi Gamliel. Rabbi Gamliel sent to Rabbi Yeshua the following message. He said, Gazerni alecha shetova yetzli. I decree upon you that you should come to me, b'makelcha, with your stick, uv'moisechon, with your money, b'yoyim ha'kippurim shechol liyos b'chesh b'inoch, on the day of Yom Kippur, that will fall out according to your reckoning. The day in which you consider Yom Kippur to be, a day after my Yom Kippur, I want you to appear before me carrying your stick, which is obviously something which is and carrying your money is something forbidden on Yom Kippur itself, in order to show everyone that you are willing to bend to me and the day which I consider Yom Kippur to be. Now, who did Rabbi Gamliel send to give this message over to Rabbi Yeshua? Holach u'mitzori Rabbi Akiva meitzer. Rabbi Akiva was actually the one who was sent, and he found that Rabbi Yeshua was greatly troubled. The reason that he was greatly is that the Gemara says he was troubled to the point that Rabbi Yeshua said to Rabbi Akiva that he would prefer to have stayed in bed, to be bedridden for an entire year, rather than transgress the Yom Kippur according to his cheshbon, according to his reckoning. On my Lord, now Rabbi Akiva says he consoled Rabbi Yeshua, and he said to him, I think that you should go, and I'll tell you why. I have a proof for it. Amalai said to him, Yesh li im liumoid, I can elucidate, I can teach, shekoma she'osa Rabbi Gamliel osei, that whatever Rabbi Gamliel did is validly done. Even though it may be incorrect, it's validly done because the Kiddush HaChodesh, the establishing the first day of the month, absolutely depends on the Beis Din, even if they make a mistake. And what's his proof? It says Shenemar, there's something we've quoted before. Shenemar, it says in the Torah, after Moshe Rabbeinu told over about the different festivals to the Jewish people, says, Eile moyadei Hashem mikre kodesh, says, these are the holidays of Hashem, holy days of calling, asher tikru oisom, that you shall declare them. Which means it's up to the Jewish people. It says, tikru oisom, the word oisom is written without a vav. That could be read atem, which means like tikru atem, you choose it. You declare which day it will be, even if it is a mistake. That's in fact the halacha. The halacha is that if the Beis Din made a mistake regarding which day was Rosh Chodesh, if they erroneously declared Rosh Chodesh to be on a particular day, on the 31st day really was the 30th day, or the 30th day and not the 31st day, that day is still Rosh Chodesh. Which is an amazing thing. It means that the Yom Tovim are absolutely declared on the wording of the Beis Din. Bein bizmanon, bein shaloi bizmanon, says Rabbi Akiva, whether it's the time, whether it's not the right time, Eili moyados ela elu, my festivals, says Hashem, are the days, the festivals which you determine, which atem, you say are to be the festivals. Boloi eitzel Rabbi Dosa ben Harkanas. Now Rabbi Yeshua went to Rabbi Dosa ben Harkanas, who had been the first one to disagree with Rabbi Gamliel on this idea. And he said, he said, what should we do? He said, if we are going to go to reconsider the decisions of Rabbi Gamliel's Beis Din, if we're going to argue with Rabbi Gamliel's Beis Din, what would be is that we would actually have to reconsider the decisions of every Beis Din that arose from the days of Moshe Rabbeinu until today. Because throughout the times, the Jewish people didn't always have the best leaders. Very often there were times when the Beis Din was not of the highest caliber. And how does he prove it? He says, nevertheless, how does he prove that nevertheless we accept the Beis Din of the day, though they may not be of the caliber of the best caliber? Shenemar, it says in the Pasuk, when Moshe Rabbeinu appointed his Sanhedrin of 70 judges, it says, Vayal Moshe v'Aaron v'Nadav v'Avihu, Moshe and Aaron went up, and Nadav and Avihu, v'shivim ish miziknei Yisrael, and 70 men from the elders of Israel, and they were to be the great Sanhedrin. The question is, How come the Mishna, the Torah doesn't tell us who were the Zakanim, who were these elders? Who were the men who served the Moshe Rabbeinu's court? The reason that the Torah doesn't tell us is because the Torah is teaching us something. Shekol shloisha sha'amdu based in al Yisro. That any three people who come and stand and be a based in over the Jewish people, if they're appointed as a based in by the people, are a valid based in. And that's the reason that the Torah doesn't tell us the names of these 70, because we could always say perhaps one of those 70 was not of the best caliber, and nevertheless they were accepted to be part of Moshe Rabbeinu's based in. Same thing today, the based in which is accepted by the people should be the based in. So after that, after speaking to Rabbi Akiva, after hearing from Rabbi Akiva, and from his discussion with Rabbi Dosa ben Harkanes, Rabbi Yeshua, look what Rabbi Yeshua did, says the Mishnah, Notel maklo yuma oiso biyodoi, he took his staff and his money in his hand, V'holach leyavne eitzer Rabbi Gamliel, went to Rabbi Gamliel, who was then in Yavne, B'yoyim shechol yoyim akipurim liyos b'cheshboinoi, on the day that Yom Kippur fell, according to his reckoning, his Rabbi Yeshua's reckoning, he went and he appeared in front of Rabbi Gamliel. Omar Rabbi Gamliel, when he entered, Rabbi Gamliel stood up, he kissed him on his head. Omar lo, he said to him, Boi b'sholem Rebbe v'talmidi, he said, come in peace, my master and my disciple. He called him my master, Rebbe, and he called him Talmidi, my student, my disciple. Why? Rebbe v'chachma, my master in wisdom. Rabbi Gamliel acknowledged that Rabbi Yeshua could have been greater than him in knowledge. But he says, V'talmidi, but still my student, shekibalta dvorei, that you accepted my words, that you were disciplined, that you accepted my words, and prevented a rift coming within the Jewish people. This is how the Perek ends off, and this is how this Mishnah ends off. The Gemara in Brachos talks about how this event led eventually that Rabbi Gamliel was set aside, that there was he was disposed for a certain amount of time, in which when Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah came in and took his place.